I'm here at Dusseldorf in Germany. Today I am flying with Swiss on board their Airbus A220 300 series, got to say that right, in business class for a flight down to Zurich in Switzerland. In my experience, Swiss provide a really good business class product and I'm really looking forward to seeing if it still lives up to how good it was last time I flew with them. Let's head inside and find out how Swiss go on our flight down today to Zurich. As airport terminals go, Dusseldorf is pretty decent. It's really bright and spacious, and I love all the greenery that they have throughout the terminal. I checked in for my flight at the Lufthansa check-in desks. Hello. Check-in please for Zurich? Yeah, lovely, thank you. After security, I headed through to departures and made my way to the Lufthansa business class lounge. In common with most Lufthansa airports, there's two lounges here, the Lufthansa Business Lounge and the Senator Lounge. The Senator Lounge is for first class passengers and Star Alliance Gold members, while the business class lounge is for Lufthansa and Star Alliance business class passengers. Inside though, they're pretty much the same. The business class lounge here at Dusseldorf is situated on the A pier on a mezzanine level that's just above the gates. Once again I tried and failed miserably to pour my own beer, but this time it seems I wasn't the only one and even the lounge attendant couldn't make it work. It's not just me, that's good. Now quickly on to this week's sponsor. This week's video is sponsored by SafetyWing. One thing I couldn't live without is good travel medical insurance. There's nothing like an unexpected illness or injury to ruin any trip, and the more you travel, the higher the chances that you'll end up unlucky and fall ill on the other side of the world. This is where SafetyWing comes in. They provide really flexible travel medical insurance aimed at digital nomads. It gives you really good medical insurance wherever in the world you may be travelling. The really cool thing is that it can work on a subscription model. You can simply switch it on and off as and when you need it. It's just like a Netflix subscription, only one that gets you the care you need and doesn't have the risk of spoilers. This is great when you seem to spend your whole life travelling like I do, because it means that I'm not paying for insurance when I'm not using it. SafetyWing gives you global coverage for just $37 for each 4-week period, although it goes up a bit if you're heading to the United States. Go ahead and check out SafetyWing, the link's down in the description. For now though, on with the flight. The lounge here at Dusseldorf offers some great views of the aviation activity out on the apron. Eurowings have quite a large base here, in fact it was how I flew into Dusseldorf on my previous flight. Pretty soon it was time to head down to my gate and walk back through the terminal at Dusseldorf to the gate where I'd be heading down to Zurich.
Meine Damen und Herren, Ihr Swiss International Airlines Flug 1019 nach Zürich ist zum Einsteigen bereit. Zuerst bitten wir unsere Business-Class-Gäste, Hornett Circle Member, Signaturen und Star Alliance Gold Mitglieder einzusteigen. Danach folgt die Aufforderung für die übrigen Passagiere.
Hallo.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Danke.
Flight 1019.
I headed down the jet bridge to the waiting aircraft and was welcomed aboard by the cabin crew.
Hello, Gerrit. Hallo, guten Tag. Hallo.
I just love the smart cabin on the Swiss A220s. The seats are a beautiful brown leather and chrome design with pale leather headrest covers. The seats are pretty spacious and comfy too. There's these overhead monitors as well that show you your flight progress, which is something that you don't really get that often on commuter jets. Soon it was time to push back and listen to the crazy sounds that the engines on the A220 make. As I mentioned earlier, Dusseldorf is quite a big hub for Eurowings. There's loads of their aircraft here as they operate flights all around Europe and the world from here at Dusseldorf. It was interesting to see this Airbus A220 in a special livery here on stand as well. Air Berlin went out of business quite a while ago now, but Eurowings still operates some of their aircraft in the Air Berlin livery. It's a great blast from the past. After a short taxi, it was time to line up and get on our way down to Zurich. As we leave Dusseldorf behind, let's take a little look at our route down to Zurich today. We flew south towards Frankfurt before heading over Mannheim and down towards the Swiss border. From there we commenced our approach and landing down into runway 14 at Zurich after a flight time of 57 minutes. Cruising altitude today 23,000 feet. The weather today was pretty clear for our entire route, and we got some really nice views over Germany and Switzerland as we headed towards Zurich. It's interesting that Swiss's safety cars still call this aircraft the Bombardier C series. As I mentioned before, there's some overhead screens on the A220 series that show you the information about your flight and how long it will be to get to your destination. Time for the in-flight service to start. It was a light lunch today due to being such a short flight. It was pretty delicious though. There was more to come later as well, so stay tuned and I'll show you the rest of the food a little bit later on. It was great to be offered an iced coffee on today's flight as the weather was so warm outside. This came with a handy shot of Bailey's as well to give it a little extra kick. The crew came around a little bit later as well, handing out some lovely Swiss ice cream which was really delicious. In no time at all we commenced our approach down towards Zurich airport. I always love flying into Zurich because the scenery is just so nice. Here's the town of Schaffhausen in northern Switzerland near the border with Germany. The last time I flew into Zurich on a C-Series aircraft, we had a go around on short final approach on this very runway. Fortunately that didn't happen today though, and we touched down without incident and made our way into the terminal. I'm looking forward to flying with the Swiss airline Edelweiss on one of these Airbus A340s in a few months' time. My flight down to Zurich today was a rewards redemption via Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer. It cost me just over 30,000 miles plus £65, which works out to about $81 US. This was for a flight of 276 miles, meaning the cost per mile was 24 pence plus the miles used to pay for it.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Thank you, bye-bye.
Once again, Swiss offered a fantastic soft product on today's flight. Even on a flight of under an hour, they offered a light meal, alcoholic drinks and snacks too. The service was fantastic, and while still being a Euro business class seat, they remained very comfortable.
Welcome to Zurich.
What's your favourite European airline? Let me know down in the comments below.
Here I am then at Zurich International Airport after a really nice flight down from Dusseldorf with Swiss on board the Bombardier C... No, it's not the Bombardier C series anymore, it's the Airbus A220-300. Why don't we just call it a bomber bus and be done with it? Anyway, really nice flight down with Swiss in business class as always. Great little airline they are. Not so little actually. But always a nice ride with Swiss on the, whatever you want to call it, the bomber bus down from Dusseldorf. I've got a few hours here before my next flight. I'm going to head up to the viewing deck, I think, and kill a bit of time up there. In the meantime, thank you for watching this video, take care, and I'll see you next time here on In Flight Video.